Indeed, Tina Martin in her 19th season at the University of Delaware, and after an unprecedented run of success, the program endured a little bit of a rebuilding season last year, but despite retooling, you still managed to win 15 games and reach six straight CAA semifinals. I think a lot of programs would take that, but more importantly, what did your young team learn from last season?
Well, I think, the biggest thing we learned is that we have to be a better defensive team. I thought at the end of the year we had so many close games where we lost in overtime or at the buzzer or, we needed to get that big defensive rebound. We needed to get that big defensive stop. And so I'm hoping my young ladies learn that defense is the name of the game if you want to win big games. And, I think that they really have taken to heart that this season, and they're trying to work on the defensive end, and that will make us a better basketball team down the stretch.
Coach, you returned 11 players this season, including 4 starters. How does that kind of help your consistency in terms of your expectations?
Well, I think it helps because we started 3 freshmen at one point. So, they become sophomores and, obviously sophomores and juniors, and we need those young ladies to step up. I think last year we did have some growing pains. We were very young, and now that's got to stop, and now we have to step up and get it done, so to speak. And, we've got the 3 freshmen coming in, and we've got another transfer that, will be eligible this year that I'm excited about. But the bottom line is that this young team needs to grow up, and we need to put our best foot forward and get back to where we feel we can be, which is towards the top of the CAA and challenging, hopefully, for a CAA championship.
Speaking of growing up, Courtney Green now in her senior year. It seems like she's been around forever. She's been such a focal point of your program over the years. At times you've had to almost beg her to shoot the basketball. It seemed like the light bulb finally came on for her second half of last year. Do you expect big things from her this season?
Well, absolutely. I mean, she's a senior now, and she needs to take on that responsibility of being a senior. And, she's not real vocal, but we need her to step up and be vocal on the floor. And then Erica Brown, her backcourt mate, she needs to be more vocal as well. So I've got a senior and a junior back there, and they need to step up because our front court's going to be really young. Probably going to start a freshman and a sophomore, and so we need that backcourt and those two especially to play off of one another and to be really strong vocally and lead this team.
And speaking of Erica Brown, she had 14 points, 4 rebounds for you last season. How has she emerged more as a leader, and what kinds of things do you want her to say as a vocal leader?
Well, I mean, I needed to be positive with her teammates, especially on the defensive end of the floor. That's where our emphasis has been this preseason, and, she can definitely hear her voice on the floor. I mean, she's an outgoing kind of kid, which I love. She's not like a Kayla Miller, who was here in years past, but Erica Brown has her own personality, and I think she's now starting to show that as a junior. And so she talks to her teammates, and she directs it a little bit more, and she's telling the freshmen where to go, whereas last year, just as a sophomore, I don't think she totally knew exactly where she was going, but now she does. She knows exactly what she needs to say to them, and even to the upperclassmen. She's earned their respect because of the kind of year she's had, and now as a junior, she really has to show some accountability and really speak up more, and she's done that, and I expect that for the rest of the year.
You mentioned earlier the transfer that's coming in. You return 4 starters. The one you lose, Joy Caracciolo, at that power forward position. But good planning as a program because that transfer is power forward. Sade Chapman, talk about why you're so high on her.
Well, she runs the floor. She can block shots. She's a very emotional type of player, which I think this team needs. A shot in the arm, some emotion, and, she likes to block shots. We're going to have to tell her to calm that down a little bit. But, she can score the ball. She can shoot the 3. She can put it on the floor. And she's just a tough-minded young lady that again, I think our team needs that. So, yes, I'm excited about what she can contribute and what she can bring. And I'm also excited about a couple of our freshmen and what they can bring. So it'll be a little bit of a new look, and we'll play a little faster than we did last year. And, hopefully, as I said, we'll play better defense than we did last year.
Coach, you've seen the evolution of the rules changes in the women's game across the board, but this season, going to 4 quarters, how do you see that impacting not only the women's game, but your team in particular?
Well, I think that, the women's game as a whole, it'll bring some excitement because you'll have more buzzer beaters at the end of quarters and, more strategy involved in last-second shots at each of the end of the quarters. And, but for us, the biggest thing will be, as I said, our rebounding and our defense. I mean, I don't think it's going to have that much of a big impact other than just at the very end. I think the game will be played very similar to how it has been played, but I think the end of the quarter will make it more exciting for the fans, and I think that's really why we made that move, is to make the game more exciting. So across the board, as I said, the end of quarters will be fun. We have to have a little bit more strategy involved, but again, you should probably see some spectacular shots and maybe some really good plays at the end of a quarter.
One other player I want to make sure we mention, Hannah Jardine, who can do a little bit of everything for your team. She's big, she's long, and developed into a much better shooter last year. It seems like she has a real chance to break out this year. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think she has the ability to post up a little bit more, and we need her ball handling skills a little bit more. She needs to step up and really take on some of that scoring role. She started to do it at the end of the year. You're right. She got a couple double-figure games for us. She certainly can shoot the three. If you leave her open, she's going to drain it. And now we need her to diversify her game and put it on the floor, post up, rebound the ball a little bit better for us this year. But I definitely think Hannah, as a junior, again, these young ladies have to step up and take on more responsibility. And Hannah's one of them, and I think she will. And she was named a captain as well as Alicia Bell. So I think both of those young ladies can help lead us into a better situation this year and really challenge, hopefully, for a championship.
6 straight CAA semifinal appearances, not too bad. Looking for more down the line with 4 returning starters. Good luck this year, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Delaware head coach Tina Martin.